In this video, continuing to work towards getting this trailer ready to put the aluminum on. So we're working on the entry door, we're finishing up the insulation, and also putting some house wrap on it, which we'll talk about through the video. So that's something that's not always done. Hope you enjoy. The entry door, I guess it looks the best from the outside. Definitely needs new paneling. It's functional. This door lock, this is a pretty old door lock. Fortunately, I have one key and it works. So I can probably always find another key. So I was going to take this door apart and put new aluminum in it, new board. The problem, if we get some focus going here, it's nailed together. How's that for a surprise in this trailer? So I have to gently try and get this apart. And if I can get metal, what I'll try and do is get enough that the lock seam. I'm starting by removing the hinge and screen door. And you can see there's no lack of corrosion on the screws. And then I ran into this one. It's turning but not coming out, so I guess I'm gonna have to drill that one out. This seems to be working. It's turning slowly. I've got a couple things jammed in between the hinge and the door itself, and it appears to be loosening up, so I'm hoping this will work. Well, the good thing about this end, it's so rotten, the only thing holding nails in is they're actually stuck in the moldings themselves, but yeah, it's even got a nice collection of dirt in there for you, in case you need some potting soil. To explain why I'm going through all this hassle, rather than just ordering a new door, which I may have to do depending how far I'm able to get with this, is I want to be able to have a door with that pattern of metal in it to match the side of the trailer. Because the new doors just come flat smooth. That pile of whitish stuff is the finish off of the paneling from the inside of the door. And the interior walls of the trailer, the original interior walls, are doing similar things. So I'll have to, I'm gonna be sanding those. I already did a little test. So here's a corner where I've got the new wall and old wall, and I just sampled a little bit of finish on both. So I think it's gonna come out pretty good. Success. I got all the edge moldings off, which was really all I had to save. And because this interior door block, I've got to remanufacture that, and the aluminum is what I'm ordering new. The door lock works. So I guess now I'm building a new door. Well, here's the old door all taken apart. And here's the beginnings of the new door. So I've got the outside perimeter put together with pocket screws, the framing for the lock put the other pocket screws. I also added this little piece back here for support. This is going to be cut out, so it creates kind of a weak point in the door, so I thought that was help. That panel on that door is just nailed to the frame, and I don't think that frame's even nailed to itself, just to the panel. Once I get this finished, I'll also be gluing this here just to make it more stable. There was no insulation in that old door. I'll be putting insulation in this door. And that will also help it make it more rigid, all the glue. These boards, I'm not gonna put in until I get the metal, because one of them, at least, maybe two, is gonna have to line up where the two pieces of metal meet for backing. So it won't be a problem putting those in later. So there's where we're at the moment. Now I've gone as far as I can on the door. I started on the front wall. So there's the header above the window. Got it screwed in place. And I've got the panel on. Cut it to size, clamped in place, stapled, and then I'll put the cross studs in place, and that'll really secure it. The front wall is done. So this board here is the bottom of the window, top of the window. I haven't got the sideboards in because I took the front window in to get a couple pieces of glass replaced in it. So I want to make sure I got the right measurement before I start putting in the sides. So I get those right. These boards, all these boards are glued just to give this all a little more strength. And then on the inside of the trailer, up front here where the table goes, there's also some support boards to make it more rigid. The next stage of getting the trailer ready for the aluminum is on the front and back wall. We've got the horizontal stud. The metal's going to come here and bend over. So you've got this unsupported area. So what's going on is the original trailer had this, and as I mentioned in the previous video, there was 3 layers that were just nailed down. They weren't attached, so it was loose. And then I made the extensions because I made the taller rafters, which are tapered down because we don't need a taller rafter back here. So here's what I've installed. I've got 3 layers of 1/4 inch. So I put down a layer of glue and then a 1/4 inch sheet of plywood. Brad nailed it down, another layer glue, blah, blah. Now, you might be wondering why I'm gluing it if it's just a spacer. Well, it's not just a spacer because along the whole edge of the trailer here, there's a molding. And I want something that's gonna hold those screws secure and nice and tight, and they won't come out. With the looseness here, that was never a problem in the past, but I'm just trying to do it better so that we don't have that problem in the future. Funny the things you notice when you are reviewing video you just shot. This was sticking up quite a bit, and then I looked and there was nothing holding it down. The factory toe nailed these things in and the nail was gone, so I put a screw in here. The other thing is this transition right here, I filed it down so it wasn't as sharp. And it's also now thin enough that it flexes, so when I put the roof on there, there won't be a bump. Okay, both sides on the back are done. Curved and glued. And in case you're wondering, yeah, it's tedious. The edging on the front wall is done. Now on the back wall where there was a big curve, I put 3 layers of 1/4 inch to get around those curves. The front wall is much flatter, so I was able to use 2 layers of 3/8. Saved a little bit of time. This probably pleases me more than anyone else, but I just had to go into the trailer to do a little finishing. But you know what? I now feel like I'm walking into a trailer instead of this never-ending project. Feels good. Starting to look like a trailer. I'm very, very happy. I've started insulating the areas where I removed the fiberglass insulation. Where the fiberglass insulation, I'm leaving it because I figure R value between the 2 of these is probably about the same. And 3/4 inch wall, how much insulation are you gonna get? But, and it's not very exciting, so I didn't do a lot of video on it. But that's where I'm at right now. Mostly the new insulation is where I changed out wall panel. As you can see, I started putting house wrap on the trailer. I got both sides done. And it's starting to look like a cargo trailer with a big side door. The reason for this is that the house wrap will help prevent any water penetration into the walls and the roof, but it also breathes, unlike straight plastic would not breathe at all, and any humidity in there would be stuck in there. And I just got the roof and the front and back wall to do. I'll do that in one continuous seam, and then what's on the front will wrap around here like this, which will really become important on the roof because then it's going to be overlapping. One more barrier to keep moisture out of the trailer, which just makes it last longer because moisture is the enemy to anything wood frame. I hope you enjoyed this video. The house wrap, that was something new for me. It wasn't hard to do, it's just actually doing it. This was suggested to me by my aluminum supplier at National RV Siding. And it was a good point. It just helps keep the moisture out of the trailer, which is really crucial to the longevity of your trailer. And the fact that it breathes, that's awesome. So that's it was a good idea. Thanks, Norm. And so I hope you enjoyed this video, and we will see you in the next one. Cheers.